Social media has swept the modern era by storm, with countless users liking, sharing, and commenting. Nowadays, people have too many opportunities to create their own platforms, posting to their heart's content. However, what is the outcome? Hello, my name is Jackson, and today I'll be tackling one of the world's biggest phenomenons social media, and more importantly, how it acts as a malicious manipulator for mental health. In app liking, commenting, and sharing play a big role in how users interact with these certain posts. Yet these features seem to be abused, taking advantage of the online obsession and validation people receive, shifting it into depression and anxiety. Negative commenting, social currency, and influencer culture are all contributing factors towards social media and how it exploits itself as a detriment towards mental health. Furthermore, social media has been the pinnacle of sharing and communicating, inviting its users to update their followers by posting pictures. However, what happens to those who purely rely on the comments spread around their posts? Well, in return, people find a sense of validation from the responses they receive, which can trigger the excessive exposure of user content to feed their cravings for virtual recognition. Though, once negativity starts crawling, insecurities start to rise, inviting cyber trolls to leave hurtful comments on others' posts. These comments, whether they be big or small, can take a great toll on one's mental stability, making users feel forced to follow certain standards that are deemed beautiful or up to standard. The PrevNet promotes these claims, affirming that problems arise when the technology that is supposed to bring people together is used instead to abuse others, pushing peers out of their social network into a world that is filled with loneliness, embarrassment, fear, or shame. This point rings true and entails the fact that social media can be taken advantage of, initially feeding you enough validation to overshare online, which then eventually shifts into an obsession with validation, meaning that gaining any form of negative comments can completely shadow someone's mental health and self-confidence, becoming susceptible to appearance alterations and the loneliness, embarrassment, and shame. Without a doubt, teens are pressuring themselves due to negative comments that force users to fit certain standards they are unable to reach, triggering one's anxiety and depression. Other factors that drive off of this mental health can be comparison surrounding your pictures and what other people post. As we've seen, posting pictures is a huge component to the social media craze, again feeling that sense of validation when your pictures are appreciated. Unfortunately, considering social networking is used on a worldwide scale, you aren't the only one who can flaunt your life through pictures, which leaves one questioning if their content is more interesting than what others share. These comparisons can cause much deep-rooted jealousy, leading to anxiety that surrounds others judging your posts. However, it is safe to say that social currency has swept the media immensely, with users comparing and contrasting other people's social media updates with their own. The Daily Aztec summarizes this clearly, declaring that we sometimes get so caught up in comparing ourselves to others, we lose track of what we're trying to accomplish ourselves. Allowing ourselves to be consumed by others is a product of the connected society we have created for ourselves. This is where anxiety can grow, implying that people worry so much about social currency that we lose ourselves in the web, showing off constantly to impress others. However, in reality, these show-offs are subjected to isolation and neglection due to the never-ending time spent focusing on their virtual life as opposed to reality. Of course, nobody can amount to perfection, but people who believe otherwise find themselves lurking through other people's pages, jealous of the perfect lives they seem to live. Consequently, these actions can critically damage mental health, with the comparisons getting to users' minds. Although, another example of this deception can be linked to the internet influences and their significance within the mental health manipulation that highlights social media. Blogsite EcoWarrior mentions that influencer culture takes some of the worst parts of the modern life, the importance of physical beauty, competition, consumerism, and normalizes them. From this, it is apparent that influencers have had a major significance in shaping users' mental health. Considering the undeniable popularity of social media, viewers have worldwide access to their platforms, where they boast their materialistic items and ideal lives. However, the problem is that this occurs too often in the web world, and it can spark jealousy within others, who will then wish to replicate the influencer status. Overall, this can cause competition, poking fun at lower beauty standards and the general look of your page, which makes others insecure about themselves and the lives they live. Moreover, Competition can deeply affect mental health, as users feel the need to follow what influencers say, wear, or do in order to fit in with the modern day trends. Due to influencer culture being built off of aspects such as body image and competition, it's safe to say that it can manipulate insecurities into mental health issues such as anxiety and depression. The best time to terminate your social media account would be now, taking into consideration the negative commenting, social currency, and influencer culture. Social media has been placed in a destructive limelight, ultimately damaging the mindset of its users. And thanks to these prevalent aspects, social media has become a hostile environment where people have permission to viciously comment on people who don't follow a certain standard of beauty. These standards can be witnessed through anyone, but focusing on them too much can cause much anxiety, competition, and jealousy, which are conventional components of mental health through the lens of the media. Clearly, the consumption of social networking has shaken a lot of individuals, which have been executed through challenging mental health issues. Therefore, to avoid these matters, shouldn't we just detox from online sharing?